All right, y'all. This video is all over the place today. I did some recording yesterday, did some recording today, a couple different topics. Don't even know what we're gonna discuss. Just strap in. Let's get into it. It seems like any request that Phil's fan base will make of him will send him on some sort of tirade. It'll send him on some unhinged rant, even if it's in gameplay. It pisses Phil off beyond belief. Now, apparently Phil was playing GTA and he was driving around with his siren on, like this.
Can we get some support from Kick today? We had zero support from Kick. We had super chats. We had a membership. We had tips. We have no subs. We need subs on Kick today. Let's get it going. Let's get our first. Who's gonna do one single sub on Kick to get it going? Let's get one.
So he's got the police siren blaring. Now, it's kind of annoying to listen to, especially when it's almost louder than Phil's voice. But somebody tipped Phil $1 asking him to stop. Let's see how that played out.
Someone tipped $1, says, I'm sure everyone can agree, I love the police siren, bothering my ears. Well, it's called a police car. You drive it around using the siren to get around. That's how you play the game. What would you like? Here we go. Police coming. The police are coming. We're on the way. We're gonna rescue you. The police are on the way. Would you like that? Would you like police ASMR?
Now, I can almost understand and even sympathize with Phil if he got these troll donations that were purposely making fun of him. That guy didn't insult him. He didn't say anything. And I played that clip where the siren was almost louder than Phil. It was obnoxious. But Phil took personal offense to it. And Phil just decided to scold this guy, almost reprimanded him in a sarcastic tone. But that's not even the end of it.
Well, since we have a $1 tipper who whined uncontrollably about the police siren, I won't play it. Instead, here's what I'll do. Ready? Police coming. The police are on the way. Never fear, the police of Liberty City are here. And we're coming to stop the crime and save the day. I hope you enjoy the new police siren that we play on the way that's so soothing and doesn't hurt your ears in any way, shape, or form. And I'm sure when you hear this siren being played, you will get out of the streets. Yes, of course, you'll get out of the way when you hear Liberty City Police Department coming to save you from crimes. We are coming now to save you. Please leave your doors and windows open so you have easy access to save you from the criminals, the dangerous criminals of Liberty City. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, are you happy? Was that better? Because now we're out of the cop car. I don't need to do that anymore, right? Okay.
What do I say to that? People like me now. But you couldn't make yourself out to be a more unlikable person. So, was all that necessary? That's all I'm going to ask. And Phil wonders why people are so critical of him, because he just needs to seek some sort of counseling. Like, realistically, he needs some help and he needs to take some time off. This is out of control. Like, this isn't even the worst stuff that he does, but it's just another example of an everyday interaction. Somebody requests something as simple as, hey, the siren's really loud. Just turn it off. Well, this is how you play the game. So, am I supposed to turn the siren off? And here, I'll just go into the mic and start doing all this weird radio style talking into the mic. What was like the reason to get mad here though? Like, what was the underlying issue? That it was only $1 tip? If the guy tipped you $20 and said that, would the response have been different?
Did a $2 super chat and he says, how do the people on Kick pay for their internet that are so poor? Well, I guarantee it's one of two things. Either they leech off of their parents or their grandparents, or they're stealing their neighbor's internet wirelessly. That's what it is. None of them actually have money. You're right. They're just sitting there. No one's contributing. Ridiculous. Okay. Thank you.
I hate that. I hate that laugh at the end. And I know most of y'all probably do too.
Ridiculous.
Because it's like, let me say something disgusting. And I know I said something disgusting, but it was a joke. As if like the whole thing he said was a joke. So if anyone ever called him out on it, he'd be like, did you clearly see me laughing at the end? I wasn't serious, obviously. But it's just really bold of somebody like Darkside Phil to say that. when he's been a content creator for, what was it? What does he always claim? 17 years. And he's been streaming for at least 10 or 11. And most of the content you go back and look at of Darkside Phil is him asking for money to pay his bills. Like, this guy went through his entire life right here asking for people to pay his rent. And he still does, but he just changes the wording from, hey, let's get support to pay my bills, to, hey, let's get support for DSP Tries. He's just masked the goal behind something else that's artificial for the stream. Because if he was so lax on it and he was doing so well, and now it was just hitting the goal for me to do DSP Tries it and it's a fun thing, why is he doing stuff like this and begging for support every single day to make sure he hits that goal? It's not even a goal, it's a requirement. You know, streamers put goals at the top of their stream that'll go on for multiple streams. Could go on for a month. They might have a month-long goal. They might never hit it, but they don't chastise their audience and force them to hit it every single day. It's not a goal anymore. He's well aware of that and all, and we all are too. But the people that watch him are hypnotized. But it just gives the people around him that are watching him an incentive to feel like they're part of the crowd. But the worst part is, he played, what was it, Donkey Kong Bonanza the other day? I think he did. He played it for only one day, right? But the first stream, I think he hit well over $150. Then his 2-hour night stream, he hit $89 and said that he already didn't get support. But if he combined those two goals for the entire day, he would have actually hit both goals. If he'd taken the $190 or something, or the $210, I don't even remember what it was, and combined that with the night stream goal, he probably would have hit it. But all that extra money went to waste because Darkside Phil just sets his goals up in a way for people to fail and to make sure that they get hit, because the pressure needs to be put on the people to reach that money every stream. If you just have stagnant goals where they don't reset every stream, then people feel more lax that they don't have to donate. So you got to reset it every stream so that people are pressured into giving you money and making sure you hit those goals if you want to see progress and you want to see him keep doing this and you want to keep seeing that game. What we've covered is, not only is he have a rotten mentality towards people that criticize his gameplay, and it wasn't even really a gameplay, it was an audio issue. And Phil isn't wearing headphones, maybe as other users are. That siren was blaring in your ears. You could hardly hear Phil. So he's rotten towards people in a gameplay sense, and that's how he reacts. So he creates himself as an unlikable person. And he's got these goals that are designed to make the people feel like they need to hit them. You know, forget the streak. This is the new streak, because the goals are pressured every stream. We got to hit the goal every stream. That is the streak. He's just removed the artificial pressure on the screen that says streak 87, streak 62, whatever he was on. That's the way he wants to run his business. But people are going to be critical of that. And so people are allowed to be critical and talk about that, Phil. So now imagine you're looking up a gameplay video. You want to watch somebody do a playthrough of GTA 4, whatever. Like, there's people out there that do. Anyway, you find one and you end up on this Darkside Phil stream, and he's playing GTA 4, and you're listening to his commentary as he's playing, but his streams have been so taken over with the fact of him not getting money and the focus on his stream chats donating to him, that you're a YouTube viewer and you got to listen to stuff like this.
All right, guys, so thank you for the support. Less than $50 to go. Are we seriously going to go the entire stream without a single sub on Kick? Is this for real? No support from Kick at all today. Zero. Not even a singular subscription on Kick. Are you for real? It's funny, over on Kick, they seem to like my new emotes that I added for them. That they're okay with. Me giving them stuff. But reciprocating, no. No. Not on Kick. I called you poor. I did, you're right. You must be. If you can't give the single sub, you gotta be poor.
Very low levels. He's stooping so low. But it's good to see, because it's going to get called out. He can't control himself enough to not insult somebody in some type of way, because money is more important than anything. He always loves to use the word hyper-fixated. He's so hyper-fixated, so hyper-focused on money coming in, that he doesn't realize, or maybe he does, that whatever quality he was putting out on his streams is absolutely decimated by the amount of greed that he has. He's literally turned gaming into a 9 to 5 job that you go in and every day you hate. You're just there for the money. Because I can't imagine any passion that you actually have for gaming, you would destroy your own content by just talking about money all the time. I mean, the dude played, what was that game, Taxi Sim? And he would get like a $17 tip and he'd be like, oh man, I really wish someone in chat would give me the equal amount of tips that I'm earning here. Ha ha ha. You know, like, just say things like that because you have nothing else to talk about. You've got no funny witted comments to say about your content. You know, I mean, this still is kind of funny. Again, it's just a still image, but here's the game going on right here. And here's him looking at chat about the kick chat support and more focused on that than the game at hand. No, collectively hitting goals aren't a thing anymore. Since kick came along, we've kind of used it as a way to pit chats against each other because these guys don't support, but these guys are supporting great. So these guys that aren't supporting need to be more like these guys that are supporting. And these guys are really poor because they can't even afford a sub. So step it up. I mean, he's already started calling out individual people every so often. Oh, this person's not here, which is why we're not hitting the goal, you know. It's just really weird stuff. Y'all feel like DSP's getting worse every day. And I'm not necessarily saying in a sense that every day he tops something than the last day, because sometimes he'll have a really unhinged rant about something. And he's never going to top that. But then he does. And maybe it's not in a singular rant or something, but it's throughout an entire stream. Like, just a lot of things happen, and you're like, how is this guy just getting worse and worse and worse? But you can't look away, because he's putting it all on the internet for you. And Darkside Phil, even 2 years ago, would have 300 plus viewers on his YouTube stream, sometimes up to 400, sometimes 500 on his podcasts. Now, he's been pretty unhinged for a while, and those numbers have drastically dropped. YouTube, he'll be like 250 to 300. I've seen him down to like 190, 180 on some night streams. His podcasts are maybe like low 300s now. He's really lost viewers, but it makes you wonder, is it just people moving on? Or is it the way that Phil's even treating people, you know, who send him $1 tips, who ask him to do something different, who give him feedback in the game? He takes it personal and starts a grudge match. Let's see how DSP's Burger King went.
So this is the cotton candy cloud freeze from Burger King. That is one of the most disgusting things I have ever drank in my entire life. That is revolting. Insanely over the top sweet. Like you took a spoonful of sugar and you shoved it into your mouth. But it's got like a weird tanginess, kind of like a weird candy. Like some hard candies have that tangy artificial flavor. That tastes nothing like cotton candy. That is revoltingly disgusting. It's not mayonnaise. It's not mayonnaise. It's a tangy sauce that they put on it. I don't know what it is. It's a tangy sauce, and all I ate was tangy sauce and tortilla. There was nothing else in there. I wouldn't get the original Royal Crispy Wrap. It's not very flavorful. The sauce only has a little bit of like tangy flavor to it. But all I can tell you is no smokiness, no savoriness. It's just a little bit of tanginess. Kind of like the sauce almost. That was.
So this guy got a drink that was tangy. This guy got snack wraps that were tangy. And this guy got a burger that was tangy. That's the Burger King review. All right, let's move on.
1, go. Ready?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
Jayde. Happy birthday to you. And everyone give him a high
And
five.
I wish you were here so I could pick
High
up
five
colors
for
for you.
Jayde on your birthday. Hope you had a great one. He said he went to 2 malls. That's awesome. I hope that he did some good stuff at the malls. Good stuff.
My God. This is hilarious because right before where I started the video here, he's talking about, oh yeah, I can't wait to do the next DSP Tries it. I got a couple places in mind. And he's like, wow, what a great night we had with all the support. And then he goes into this. Just listen.
Would be pretty cool. All right. So, thank you guys. Wow. What a great night, right? You want to know what the best part is? Every day when I see the insane salty comments from people on the internet, whether it's on X or it's in video comments, telling me what a loser I am and what a failure I am.
First of all, how do you go from, I'm excited, this is awesome, to just miserable, right? You're clearly miserable. You're in a miserable existence if you can go, what a great night. And all these people who are calling me losers, like something is in the back of your head and it bothers you so much that you have to get it off your chest. And you have to convince your audience and convince yourself that you're some big, cool, successful guy. Anyway, I'm going to let the video play a little bit.
How I'm failing and I'm doing terribly. And, you know, they would definitely not want to ever be me. These people live in an alternate reality. They actually think I'm doing bad. They think that, like, things are horrible for me. Because you know why? Because they watch channels that say that. They literally watch people who just outright lie every day about me, saying horrible things like, oh, Phil's family life is falling apart and this is going bad for him. Literally none of it is true. Everything is great. Really.
Where do you think they get that idea, Phil? I'm just curious, because I assume he's referring to channels like me that cover him and say stuff like this. Where do you think that information comes from? It's from clips we watch of you saying stuff that insinuate these exact responses from us. So when there's people here commenting on, wow, something must be going on behind the scenes because Phil says there's really stressful stuff going on behind the scenes and cries over his pet bird dying in Minecraft, and all this stuff is really getting to him and he's not in a good place right now. And then you don't say anything about it and you don't tell anyone why, which is your prerogative, but you're publicly displaying these emotions. And people are going to comment on what's going on behind the scenes with Phil Burnell. It couldn't be that you've had one of the strangest and weirdest sagas, having your wife on stream, then she's not on stream, then she comes back and she looks like a completely different person, and then she's not on stream again. And you try to be private about it, but you can't help but talk about it and bring up everyday examples of things going on in your life that people talk about. So do you think people just pull this shit out of thin air, Phil? I mean, he clearly does, but we sit here and we watch clips of this guy saying stuff. Now, we'll get back to that clip in a minute, because I do want to let that play out, and there's some things I want to address there. But let's rewind to the beginning of that stream when Phil first came on. This is how Phil came on stream tonight.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm just finishing setup here. If you can bear with me, I don't even have YouTube chat open. I'm just bouncing around doing a million things, stressful stuff going on, and, you know, doing my best to maintain. So I hope that we can have a nice, relaxing evening here in American Truck Sim. Seriously. I just want to chill with you guys and hang out and have a good time and, you know, talk and interact like we always do. Stressful stuff going on. You know, doing my best to maintain.
Anyway, starting your stream off with, oh, there's a lot of stressful stuff going on. I'm just trying to maintain, you know. And it sounds like Phil does this stuff on purpose for pity bucks. Who knows? I'm sure there are stressful things going on behind the scenes. Everybody's got stressful things going on in their life at some point or another. It is what it is. All right, let's get back to the rant at the end of the night.
Everything for me right now is going really well. This has been likely my best year that I've seen in over a decade. I'm not kidding. I got out of drama, and I'm still doing well for myself when it comes to my setup, when it comes to the games we're playing, the playthroughs we're doing, the support I'm receiving. It's all amazing. So I don't know where these idiots come up with this nonsense. They just are so angry that I'm doing well and their life is miserable. They have to lie to themselves to cope. Stressful stuff going on, you know, doing my best to maintain.
One thing you can learn from this is that Phil is trying to create an image of himself right here that he's successful and happy and he's doing really well and people are jealous of him. But he comes on stream and he's stressed out and things are going behind the scenes and he's trying to maintain and he's trying to do well. That's a broken man right there. That's a guy who's down in the dumps. He's got something going on that's really bugging him. He isn't himself. And it sounds like life isn't going the way that he wants it to right now. He could do without these stressful moments. But that's just the whole thing with Darkside Phil is money is everything, right? What doesn't really make sense here is he quoted people saying, oh, Phil's family life is falling apart and this is going bad for him. And then he says, literally none of this is true. Everything is great. Really, everything for me right now is going really well. But when he started the stream, everything's really stressful. He's struggling to maintain. So which is it, Phil? Because it can't be both. But he's making money, so he's happy. None of this makes any sense.
If they didn't, they would probably like lose their minds knowing that I am doing well and they don't like me and they can't stand it. But again, if they would just do something for themselves to improve their own situation instead of being jealous of me, they'd probably be in a better position. Seriously. Yeah, Garsh just said it. Garsh on Kick goes, man, it must suck. You're just sitting in your room playing video games all day and you make over 6 figures a year. Yeah, it's really bad. It's horrible. Oh, I can't stand it. If only I could just go out and like break bricks all day or chop, trees down with an axe or sit at a shitty desk all day pushing buttons like this or lifting garbage or, oh, if only I could do those other jobs, right? I mean, being my own boss and having fun with people all day on stream and making a lot of money doing it, what a horrible existence it is. I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
In an instant, this guy could lose it all. This guy could have his supporters stop donating. YouTube could ban him. This guy's entire existence is based around the people that he's bragging to right now paying his bills. Like, you don't put out a product that people need, Phil. You put out a product of entertainment, apparently. It's not what I believe. It's just streaming is entertainment. There's no real product there that people need to consume. It's just funny that this guy gets a little dopamine rush. He makes $452 on this night stream out of his $600 goal that he's got at the top over here. Life is great. Life is perfect. Life is flawless. But then he'll come on a stream tomorrow and be at $52 and be like, guys, what's going on? This guy's entire existence has been being broke until last year, and now all of a sudden he's too good for everybody. Gee, I wonder why people don't like Darkside Phil. The thing is, you could take money out of the equation, and he's still this smug guy that is so unlikable that it makes you want to create videos like this about him. It has nothing to do with the money, and more about this guy thinks he's better than everybody else. Sorry, it's been a while, y'all. A lot of shit going on behind the scenes, real stressful stuff. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna try to get out another video today, if possible. Probably not about Darkside Phil, about somebody else. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, give me some suggestions. I want to know what you guys want to see. You want reactions? Let me know. Drop a comment, leave a like. Appreciate every single one of you. Peace.